deported. So, no judge, he was not lawfully in the country, and he did get due process. But what's hilarious is that on top of all these things, all the evidence pointing that this guy should have been gone, none of that matters. And what seems to be lost on the lips here. Fun fact, folks, even if none of that mattered, remember when Trump declared MS-13 and other gang as foreign terrorist organizations? Well, turns out when you give them that distinction, it's not just like for the media so they can report it. It's an actual legal distinction. One thing it does, it removes any claims for affiliates of those groups, any right to asylum, which is what Garcia lawyers are claiming now. And in addition to that authority, according to 8 U.S. Code 1158, Section B2, subsection A, paragraph 4 allows, at the discretion of the Attorney General, to deport them if there is reasonable grounds for regarding the alien as danger to the security of the United States. So Pam Bondi has the authority to consider whether or not, she can determine whether she thinks he's part of MS-13, okay? That's her authority. So whether or not this guy is part of any gang, and she can bounce him to wherever she wants. The fact that he was formally associated with the gang is irrelevant, but also strengthens her case. These court issues, the rulings have no standing here. It should never have been in front of them in the first place. And before you say, oh, he was never convicted of being an MS-13 member. True, but he was identified by the gang unit in court documents and an arrest as part of that gang. Let me tell you why that also doesn't matter, though. Do you know what the criteria is for being part of this gang, which is now also declared a foreign terrorist organization? It's actually not a matter of due process, and that is according to 8 U.S. Code 1103A, Section 1. Quote, in any case in which the Attorney General has classified information that an alien is an alien terrorist, which this organization is, the Attorney General may seek removal of the alien under the subchapter by filing an application with the removal court that has already been filed in 2019. But this is the person that the media and the Democrats, one and the same, I guess, have chosen to defend. U.S. Code 8, 1583, Section C2. The judge shall, not may, the judge shall, means they have to, issue an order granting the application of the judge finds there is probable cause to believe that the alien who is the subject of the application, in this case Garcia, has been correctly identified, which nobody disputes his identity, and is an alien terrorist present in the United States, which he is because Pam Bondi declared him that under this designation. And since he already had a deportation order, again, asylum does not apply to foreign terrorist organizations, which he was associated with, because Pam Bondi said he was, and she has the authority to do that, in 2019. A further hearing was not necessary to send him back to El Salvador. Also because he was now declared as part of a foreign terrorist organization, he was no longer protected by the asylum that he's claiming to have had to not go back to El Salvador. Bye-bye. This is a really complicated way of saying he has no chance of being here legally. But yet, this is where the Democrats have decided to plant their flag. None of these Democrats, none of them cared or took taxpayer-funded trips to Afghanistan when actual Americans who volunteered to fight for America were stuck over there. They didn't care. Joe Biden was checking his watch. None of those same Democrats went to Gaza to get actual American citizens taken hostage out of there. No. But the one United States senator, and apparently 2 congressmen, went down, and a ton of other Democrats supported him, to go down to El Salvador and try to get this guy, this illegal immigrant back, who was A, not a citizen, B, had a restraining order against him for beating up his wife,